We complain, we curse, and sometimes we cry. But this is why we watch West Indies cricket. This is why we lose our night's rest. This is why we wake up early to talk about West Indies. Oh my word. Grit, determination, and fight. That is what we always asked for, and that is what we got on the final day of this test match from the West Indies players. Yes, my people. Shout out to the players, shout out to the coaching staff. I mean, because of the fight and the grit that they showed, the entire cricketing world is talking about us today. Entire world. Just check social media, check everywhere. The entire cricketing world is talking about us this morning. And this is what the fans want to feel more often. It was a good display. Going in, we needed 319 from 90 overs. We had Justin Graves and Shea Hope there. Obviously New Zealand, they were looking to dislodge one of them so they could get into the bowlers early. They got Shea Hope eventually. But then came Mr. Kemar Roach, who had shown before that he too can stay out there and fight. And I think he faced over 50 dot bars, consecutive dot bars at one point, right? When you're fighting for something, that is how you settle down, buckle down, and bat. And Justin Graves, oh my word, only the seventh player, batsman, I think, to score a double century in the final innings of a test match. Congratulations to Justin Graves. Well deserved. We have always known that the talent is there. And, he went out there and he batted long enough to score that amount of runs, right? He has always shown that he can score. But the fact that he stayed out there that long, he got the just reward. I tell you, my people. We're going to walk through the scorecard, but we're going to need to talk about this some more. So later on, we will definitely do a live show. So just make sure you hop on around about 7 p.m. We're going to come on and talk a little bit. So, all right, let's go through the scorecard. So going in on the final day, I asked the question, should we look for the play it safe and look for the draw, or should we go for the win? I don't want to say it was dead even going in, but quite a few people were saying we have wickets in, well, not a lot of specialist batsmen, but we have wickets in hand. Hope and Graves are still there. Let's go for it. Some were saying, well, once you get one of these guys out, it's into the bowler. So let us play it safe. I was mostly leaning towards playing it safe because, I know that we have a long tail and I didn't necessarily want us to be too jumpy. But I was entertained. I was entertained. That is what we say. That is why we say we love test cricket. Some people that are into T10 and T5 and T2, they will wonder how you sit and watch this for 5 days and still don't end with a result. And still don't end with somebody winning and you say this is entertaining. Well, it's entertaining while it's going on. The result might not be as exciting as you want it, but boy, I tell you, I am satisfied. I am satisfied. I don't know if it's ambition I don't have, I am satisfied that we don't win, but I am satisfied. So Justin Graves was named player of the match, my people. So congratulations to him. I think he picked up 2 wickets and then he scored that 202 there. So that was pretty good. All right, so scores in the game again. New Zealand, 231 in their first innings. West Indies 167 on the back of a half century from, we saw Shea Hope batting very well in the first innings along with Tejaran and Shandopal. And then we saw, Hope again in the second innings, obviously, with Graves and Roach. And I tell a man, when it comes on to test cricket, that is why, there are going to be periods when you're losing wickets and you just need someone to drop anchor and settle things. You don't always want this, especially if you know you can win the test. You're going to be looking at wanting to score at over three runs per over or so. But there are periods in the game when you are losing wickets. And that is what I was trying to explain from the first innings with Tej and Shandopal's innings, right? That sometimes you're losing wickets, you need somebody to drop anchor, and that is why it's called test cricket, right? So West Indies 167 in the second innings, in the first innings. New Zealand 466 for 8 declare, giving us a target of 531. West Indies going all the way up to 457 for 6. Yes, my people, 467 for 57 for 6. I personally, going into day 4, finishing out day 4, my thing was, if we can get over 350 with somebody getting a century and a couple of half centuries, I would say that we really and truly gave it a go. But they exceeded my expectation, my people, and I have to say shout out to the players. So let's go through the numbers again. First innings, New Zealand at 231 there. They were led by Kane Williamson, who got 52. He was supported by Michael Bracewell, 47 from 73. And, bowling for us, Kemar Roach, 2 for 47 from 17. Jaden Seals, 2 for 44 from 15.3. Hwan Lane and Raston Chase picked up 1 each. OJ Shields and Justin Graves, 2 for 34 and 2 for 35 respectively. So that is how it went, my people. New Zealand will feel a bit undone because of injuries, but it's Test cricket. It's Test cricket. First innings first, John Campbell made 1. As a matter of fact, let me just highlight the top scorers. Tajan and Shandapal, 52 from 169. She-Hope, 56. Right, those were the 2 main contributors for us. New Zealand, they went to work. Jacob Duffy getting 5 for 34. Matt Henry, 3 for 43. Then we saw Zachary Folks getting 2 for 32. So those were the main guys there. In the second innings for New Zealand batting, that's where things came together for them with 2 centurion, the 466, which we spoke about earlier, with Tom Latham 145, Ravindra 176, and West Indies we saw Kemar Roach getting 5 for 78. He was supported by OJ Shields 2 for 74, while Jaden Seals picked up 1 for 72. And I am rushing through this, my people, because I want to get to our second innings at bat. And this is where we were really and truly entertained. Well, I don't want to say we, but the test-loving people were really and truly entertained, right? John Campbell and Tajan Shandapal, along with Alec Arthur, is going cheaply. Raston Chase also going cheaply, along with Tevin Imlach, right? So we lost those wickets without any contribution, without much contribution. But Justin Graves, She-Hope, and Kemar Roach, they gave us something that we will forever remember. Yes, my people. This is, I tell you, this is why we watch. It's almost like we're addicted, or something like that. Sometimes we might not, generally speaking, we don't get what we want, but we have that belief that something is going to happen, and that is why we keep watching. She-Hope 140 from 234, 15 fours and 2 sixes. Right, I hear some people saying, well, let him bat in that shades even when he is well. So She-Hope continuing to show his class, continuing to show maturity, something that he struggled with early in his test career. The short pitch delivery, they fired a whole lot of them at him, and he managed it well to get 140. So we have to say hats off to him. Justin Graves, the 202, equaling Jason Holder's double century as our last all-round that really scored something like that. I think it was 202 that Jason Holder got, right? It's 202, 388, right? After 388, 19 fours. What resistance, what strength. That is what we want, my people. Determination. Every now and again, we get these sort of innings to really remind us why we love the cricket. Obviously, we would like to get them more often, but I tell you, boy, it was really something to watch. And then Kemar Roach, 58 of 233. 58 of 233. You hear that? That is the most balls Kemar Roach has faced in an innings, right? It was called for. Kemar Roach was solid as a rock out there, my people. 50 odd consecutive bars at one point, and he still didn't lose focus, because he knows that It's not about trying to hit the ball to the boundary based on what's happening now. It's stuck out there, playing a role and making sure that we don't end up losing the test match. And I have to say, hats off to Kemar Roach, my people. Hats off to the team. It's a team sport, so we don't want to seem as if we are crucifying those who did not contribute as much as we would have liked. But, when you have a batsman, when you have a bowler coming in and being as disciplined as Roach, it really turn your head when you look at how some of the specialist batsmen continue to get out. We understand that the ball might be new and this and that, but that is why they are specialist batsmen. They are expected to deal with certain things. So we have to say hats off to the team, and once again hats off to Coach Darren Sammy and his coaching staff. We are up and running in the World Test Championship cycle now. 2 more test matches to go. We're not saying that the series is over and done. There's always going to be this person, we still have 2 more to go. What's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen. We can't see in the future. But what happened last night, we are pleased. You understand? They showed fight, they showed determination, and we look forward to the next 2 tests. We're going to talk some more later on in the day, my people. There's a lot to talk about. And then also later on in the night, we will have a live show at 7. So just make sure you set your alarm. Big up.